Hello, I'm Edward Tarte. A fellow YouTuber, GD Maverick, produces a series of podcasts entitled Inside the Atheist's Studio, in which he interviews atheists. He recently discovered my channel and invited me to be his guest for an interview. Yesterday we did the interview, and I invite you to listen to some excerpts from that interview. In this video, I will play for you an edited portion of the interview in which I describe my transition from Catholic priest to atheist.
All right, my guest today is Edward Tarte. He's a YouTuber, blogger, and former Catholic priest. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great. I first came across your YouTube channel, the Friendly Atheist blog, posted one of your videos. And he referred to you as the anti-Pat Condell, which I thought was funny. And then I started watching some of your other videos about religion, and I thought you had a really interesting story. So when did you start doing the YouTube videos?
About a year ago.
And what prompted you to start making videos on religion?
Well, I'm an atheist, and I basically wanted and still want to reach out to others. And I've discovered that YouTube is a very good way to do that.
So you have an interesting story. You, like I said in the beginning, used to be a Catholic priest.
Yes.
And how long ago was that?
That was in the 1960s.
The 60s. And can you tell us a little bit about how you made that transition from being a Catholic priest to eventually being an atheist like you are now? What kind of process was that? Was it long? Was it what prompted it and things like that?
Well, I was a Catholic priest for 5 years. Maybe I should back up a little bit. My senior year in college, a friend of mine was instrumental in converting me to the Catholic religion. I became a Catholic during my senior year in college, and following that I decided I wanted to become a priest, and so I was a seminarian preparing for the priesthood for the next 7 years. Then I was a priest for 5 years. About 3 years into my priesthood, I started doing some reading. I remember particularly a book by a priest critical of some of the positions of the Catholic Church. And what was in that book got me to thinking. I attended a retreat for priests at a monastery in Oklahoma where two of the principal speakers were critical of some of the positions of the Catholic Church. One of them a priest, another a Catholic layman who was a college professor. And hearing these talks and participating in discussions at that retreat stimulated my thoughts also. That was about 3 years into my priesthood. About 2 years after that, I left the priesthood. I continued to believe in God, but I did not go to church. And the religious aspect of my life was pretty dormant for many, many years after that. I became a math teacher. I focused on that work. I did not actually become an atheist until very recently, maybe 3 years ago. Gradually became an agnostic and then an atheist. And my becoming an atheist was precipitated to a large extent by facing the problem of so much suffering in the world and the issue of how a good, kind Heavenly Father could exist along with there being so much suffering in the world.
Looking at your YouTube channel, in the bio section, you talk a little bit about those, I think, 12 years in the seminary and as a Catholic priest, and you refer to them as wasted years.
Yes.
I believe. That's pretty strong. I mean, do you really feel like those years were a complete waste, or just in that area of your life, or was it your whole life?
Maybe 90% wasted.
Wow.
I learned to play the organ during that time. That's something good. Some of my supporters say that those years made what I am doing now even more effective than it would otherwise be, and perhaps there's some truth in that. Perhaps that's what I might include in the 10% of it that was not wasted.
Oh, I see. So do you think that you would be on YouTube making these videos and have such a feeling of, if I can say, urgency to get this message out if you hadn't gone through those years as a priest?
I have no idea.
It's hard to say, huh?
Right.
That's the end of this excerpt. If you would like more information about G.D. Maverick's series of podcasts entitled Inside the Atheist's Studio, please visit his profile page. Thanks for watching and listening to this video.